I want to share a Christmas story with you about a friend of mine that I'm going to call Sarah. Sarah was 11 years old and she lived with her grandmother and 6 other girl cousins. They lived in a travel trailer. Sarah had never had a bedroom or a bed. Sarah had never had a closet or a dresser or toys or really anything of her own. She and her cousins would wear large-size adult t-shirts that their grandmother was able to get from various events and venues. They were always clean, and Sarah was especially an incredibly happy girl. Every week when I would travel to her little community to visit with her, she was so happy. She was excited to see me. She was excited to tell me about some little triumph in life that had just made things perfect for her in her little world. And I loved seeing Sarah. I knew what I was going to get, and in spite of very difficult circumstances, I could always count on her to be finding the bright side to her life and trying to help others find it in theirs as well. As Christmas got closer, I was excited because I wanted to do something nice for Sarah. So in one of our visits prior to Christmas, I asked her, if you could have anything at all, what would be on your list? What are some of the things you would really like for Christmas? She thought about it, and she pondered, and she gave it some thought, and then she turned to me and looked right at me and said, I would want a candy cane. I was taken aback. I did not expect such a simple request when I was giving her permission to want anything. And I said, Sarah, maybe you don't understand. I want you to think of anything you could possibly want. And she assured me, I know I understand, but the candy cane is such a great candy. It's just about Christmas. It really brings a Christmas spirit. And she told me how she had learned some things about the candy cane in her church class that made it even more special to her, and that that's really what she would want. Well, I knew I wanted to do something for Sarah. I had planned on doing a little more than a candy cane, but each time I had an idea, I just didn't feel right about it. It seemed like the candy cane really was a good idea. And I didn't want to make her life more difficult as far as trying to share or having something more special than her cousins. So in the end, I went with the candy cane. It just seemed like the right idea. Only instead of getting just one, I decided to get several boxes because candy canes aren't that expensive. And when I returned to her little community and we had our visit, I told her, I got you something for Christmas. And I showed her that instead of just getting one candy cane, I had got several boxes of candy canes. When she saw this, her immediate reaction was to stand up and say, we've got to give these away. We've got to go. I mean, there was urgency in her voice, and you could just tell that that was her instant reaction to this gift. And I said, well, Sarah, you don't have to give them away. If you'd like, you can keep them and you can enjoy them throughout your entire Christmas break. And she was, no, we have to give them away. And I realized she was speaking the truth, and we really did have to give them away. She told me in that moment, she said, I've never been able to give a gift to my classmates. I've never been able to bring cupcakes for my birthday. I really can't wait to go and give them a candy cane and wish them Merry Christmas. And so we did. We went about the halls of her school, and she handed out candy canes to her classmates. I was a little bit worried that her classmates might look at a candy cane and think, really, you're just giving me a candy cane? But they didn't. Their reaction was wonderful. They graciously accepted her gift as if they knew how important it was to her to be giving it. And it just became a beautiful experience to me from beginning to end. I had learned things from Sarah before we ever even talked about Christmas. I had learned that there are children who have very dire circumstances, very little, and yet they're truly, truly happy. And then I learned so much more as the candy cane story with Sarah unfolded, and I saw a child not greedy in any in any way, who just wanted to share and bring happiness to her friends and to others. And so around Christmas, I like to think of this story and the opportunities we have to give to maybe take some of those great big things off of our list and find the pleasures in the small and simple things. And also the importance of graciously accepting gifts and realizing that whatever it is someone is offering to us, it's their offering to us, and it means something to them, and that we can find great joy in knowing that they're having that opportunity to give to us. So Merry Christmas, and hopefully my story of Sarah and her candy cane can help people to choose their way into a happy holiday.